All right, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you have had a great lunch today. Just got back from lunch not too long ago, had a really good breakfast casserole at home. But I'm back with another social media tip. If you haven't heard already, it is World Social Media Day, and our social media and marketing departments have been coming on every hour today and sharing some of our favorite social media tips with you all. So I actually have you propped up on my computer because I'm looking at an article that I'm going to be referencing for this tip today. So I'm going to be talking about making sure that you know which platforms. Hannah's commenting and she's literally 6 feet away. Maybe I'll drop the recipe later for the breakfast casserole, but we'll see. We want to make sure we know which platforms on social media are the best for you based on the demographics that are there. So I have an article pulled up on my computer from Sprout Social. I've read a handful of articles from them before, but they have this really good, really detailed article about certain demographics, ages, gender, all of that, that are on each of the major social media platforms. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. So I'm going to kind of run through those because I think a really important thing, I think especially someone who is, maybe a new business or someone new to social media for a business, I think it's tempting to think that you need to be everywhere and you need to be there all at once, constantly posting all the time. And while it's obviously great to be consistent on your social media, I do not think for any reason do you need to be on every social media platform. You need to know who your target audience is and then find them on the platforms where they are. So just gonna kind of run through some demographics here because I feel like I have a solid idea of the demographics on certain platforms, but maybe you trust a cited source a little more. So we're gonna read through this. First up is Facebook. So I think Facebook is kind of a great general basic starting point for most, if not all, businesses. It is the widest demographic of people that are active on Facebook. So here on the article, it says that, so the largest portion would be 84% of 25 to 30-year-olds use Facebook. Then the next one is 79% of 30 to 49-year-olds use Facebook. And then as you go up, the percentages go a little bit down. But 76%, this might be a little shocking to some people, but 76% of 18 to 24-year-olds, so young adults, are on Facebook. And I think a misconception is that people below, I don't know, maybe the age of 30 have kind of abandoned Facebook forever. And while that could be true for some people, as you can see, it's really not true of the majority. So if you do have that 18 to 25, 18 to 30-year-old demographic in your main target audience, then Facebook is a great place for you to live. So there's Facebook. I'm also going to be putting the link to this article in the comments or in this description so you can read all of these details because there's way more on here than I want to go over. But I'm going to go now onto Instagram because that's another big one. So Instagram is definitely super important for that a little bit younger demographic. Instagram is huge for the 13 to 17-year-old age range. So if that is an audience that you are trying to target, then I 100% would say that you need to be on Instagram and you need to be active on Instagram. You could still be active on Facebook, but if you need to or have to put more time and energy into one or the other, Instagram is your place to be. So a couple statistics here. Let's see. 75% of 18 to 24-year-olds use Instagram. Might have to move my phone over to read this other one that I saw, but 72% of 13 to 17-year-olds are on Instagram. Which, again, like I said, is huge. It's definitely the biggest platform for that age range. Maybe besides Snapchat, but I'm not really going to count that. Next up, just going to quickly go over Twitter. Twitter is another great place to be for some businesses. So this says that, let me scroll and find it. This says that 44% of 18 to 24-year-olds use Twitter, so not as much as Facebook and Instagram, but still a good portion. I think still a noteworthy number. Twitter is probably a little less popular for businesses, but there's a time and a place for it. Next up, another big one is LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is super great for business to business, advertising and networking and that sort of thing. So the kind of age demographic there is a little bit older than you would see on Instagram and even Facebook as well. So let me find those numbers. We have 44% of 25 to 30-year-olds use LinkedIn, and then the next highest is going to be 30 to 49-year-olds at 37%. This article also talks about Pinterest and Snapchat, but for sake of time, and YouTube, there's lots of stuff in here. So great article to read if you're interested in it, but I'm not going to go over every single thing. But hopefully if you've gotten this far, I think you should have a gist of what the right platforms are going to be for your business to be present on. For us, Ugly Mug, we are generally the most active on Facebook and Instagram, and that's generally where you're going to find most businesses. Some people, honestly, I've seen a lot of businesses, maybe because I'm in that target audience of that 18 to 24 or 25. But I know a lot of businesses that have a much, much larger following on Instagram than they do Facebook, and that's okay. As long as you're present where you need to be, reaching the people you need to be reaching, you'll be set. So let me know if you have any questions about which platform you think might be the best. We can kind of chat about who your audience is and all of those things. But that's my tip. Make sure you go check out the other tips before this one on our page from the other ladies if you have not. Those have been really great. But that's all I have for you today. Make sure you tune in around 3:30. We're going to be pulling the names for the winners of our giveaways. That's going to be super fun. So that's all I got. See you later. Bye.